Hello everyone and welcome to Disney WTF, where we talk about what's the fuss about Disney. I'm Richie and I'm here with my partner in good deeds, Lori, and she's a Disney lover and I really just don't get it, but somehow we figured out a way to make this relationship work. Yeah. Headlines.
Okay, let's start off with some headlines. So both my headlines today are about Epcot. So the first one is pretty big news. It's rumored that there's going to be a new country introduced to Epcot.
A new country? Mm-hmm. Is it, you know what it is?
There's a rumor that it's Brazil.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good option.
Why do you think it's a good option?
Because Brazil's huge in like the world. Like, well, it's it's big on the map, but it's also the largest country of South America, I believe. That's probably a fact. I'm pretty sure that's a fact. If not, it's like the richest and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, think about how many Brazilian tour groups go to Disney.
Yeah.
I think that's one of their big things that they do. So, I mean, depending on the person, you might not want to go when it's Brazilian tour group season because it gets so crowded and the lines get so long. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it's rumored to be Brazil. So that's super exciting.
Cool.
Never been to Brazil.
Yeah.
But we can go when we go to Epcot.
Yes, that's true.
In 2018.
We can now go. Is it going to be in 2018 is when the release date is?
You know, that I'm not sure. I don't, because it hasn't been officially announced and I feel like we're already in July.
Yeah.
So 2018 seems kind of soon to have built a whole new land.
Yeah.
Although everything's coming up so quick. Everything's so many things are under construction. It's crazy.
Yeah. So if you haven't noticed yet, today's 4th of July and it's America's Day, as you can tell by our shirts, which if you're not watching us on YouTube right now and you're listening in, we were both wearing shirts with American flags, very large prominent American flags on them, matching. Exact same shirt.
Yeah, it is. All right. And my last little piece of news, also about Epcot, one of my favorite times of the year, Food and Wine Festival.
Yes.
So they just released the logo of what it's going to be this year, and Remy from Ratatouille is featured on the logo.
Which one's Remy? I don't remember their names.
He's the main guy.
Oh, okay.
The main rat.
The main rat. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
But the chef, he's the little chef.
That might be my favorite Disney movie to date.
Well, I think it's my favorite Pixar movie. I know that's a really bold thing to say.
Yeah.
Because they're all so good. But I think it's my favorite Pixar movie, so I'm really glad to see that it's featured on the logo.
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of Disney movies, but so far that one really touched me, made me cry. It literally made me cry of laughter. Not of sadness, but of laughter. Mm-hmm. Multiple times.
Yes, and then there are particular scenes that Richie actually rewatched on YouTube.
Yeah.
Over and over.
I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it for everyone to see, like somewhere on Instagram or something, just so people can see exactly what I'm talking about. But there was just one scene of Ratatouille that was just so funny that I literally cry. Like I have tears in my eyes of laughter.
I think the first time we watched it, we had to rewind the scene several times.
Yes.
Because you couldn't get over it.
Yes.
But anyways, all right, so just a little bit more about Food and Wine Festival. There's going to be a few new booths. As with every year, there's always a new booth that's introduced. Mm-hmm. And it's basically some of my favorite things. So one of the booths, beer.
Okay. Is that already a booth?
But they're just advertising it as beer right now. So okay. I think it really cuts to the chase. Cheese. Okay. Spain. And then they have one that's called the Fit Lifestyle or Active Eats. I don't know what it's going to
It's like high protein, high energy stuff.
Oh, that could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
That's trendy now.
That is very trendy. You're going to like this one. Avocados of Mexico.
Oh, that does sound interesting.
Yeah.
Is that's coming this Food and Wine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And then another one, Flavored by Fire. Whatever that means.
Hopefully it's like grilled meats.
Only meats.
Only grilled meats.
Hopefully every day they'll have a pig on a spigot in the back. By fire.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm really excited about Food and Wine this year, as every year. We'll probably go for my birthday because my birthday kind of falls in the middle of it.
Yes.
And it runs from August 31st to November 13th. So we have plenty of time to go see it a couple times.
Cool.
All right. So tell me, what do we want to talk about today?
So, again, being on America Day, I wanted to talk about how, patriotic stuff with Disney. Okay. What's the fuss about that?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just going to say Disney World is the premium spot that you want to go to when you are doing something for 4th of July.
Okay.
And not just Magic Kingdom, but really you can go anywhere on property and you can be doing something patriotic.
Okay, go on.
Okay? So I do want to start with the parks though, because it's a natural place to start.
Yes.
And we will start with Magic Kingdom, also a natural place to start. Because you kind of think about Magic Kingdom and all of the different lands that Magic Kingdom has. America in different stages has been represented in each of those lands. So we can start with, for instance, Liberty Square. Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to represent America when 1776, colonial times, Declaration of Independence, it's supposed to represent that time.
Okay.
And some of the things that you can see are very obvious. So Hall of Presidents is there. Mm-hmm. Always a good idea to visit it, although not this year because it's an election year and, well, it was, and they're refurbishing.
Okay.
They have a newer edition that the Muppets present great moments in American history. So literally you have Muppets, Miss Piggy, Kermit, Fozzie, Sam Eagle, all presenting these great moments in American history with their signature Muppet humor.
Okay.
It is so fun.
Okay.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing it though. So like obvious things like that. They also have a replica of the Liberty Bell.
Yes, I've seen that before.
Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. But something you might not notice, the flooring in Liberty Square is actually different than other lands, which the flooring does change depending on what land you're in. But there's a brown strip that runs through the middle of Liberty Square, and that's supposed to represent the waste, if you understand what I mean, from people that would run
streaming down
the streets because there is no sewage.
Wow.
Except for the sewage in the middle of the street.
The representation of waste.
It's historically accurate.
Yeah, that's insane. Mm-hmm. Wow, I didn't think any company would ever want to represent that, like in their architecture of anything.
Unless you're really, really trying to be historically accurate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's all those fun things that you can do in Liberty Square. Not to mention Haunted Mansion is there, so that's always going to be fun. But we're just talking about America today.
Yes.
So where's another place you can see America? Well, if you go to Frontierland, which is alongside Liberty Square, so that's representing America's patriotism into the great out west, conquering whatever they found at the time, which we won't get too much into the history of that, but the expedition to explore, and so that's what it's supposed to represent. So you have Tom Sawyer Island, which Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain, the great American author. So it's another piece of America that's just represented there.
Now, are these only, these things that you're describing, are these only at Walt Disney World?
Some things that we talk about today are going to be at other parks. Okay. But a lot of it is signature to Magic Kingdom or, Walt Disney World in Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it's Walt Disney World that is the place to spend the 4th of July.
Oh, it's Walt Disney World, not Disney anywhere.
Well, granted, we haven't really visited too much outside of Walt Disney World, at least not to the extent that we have, since we're native Floridians. But I'm still going out on a limb, and I'm going to say it is the number one place that you want to spend 4th of July.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's continue on with, I'm going in chronological order here.
Okay.
Let's go to Main Street USA.
Okay.
Which you know a lot about.
Now I do.
Yes. So Main Street USA, turn of the century America. And you think about that it's supposed to represent that quintessential American town at the turn of the century.
Yeah.
Okay. So even when you walk in and you first step into Main Street USA, what do you have there? You have the American flag.
Yeah.
And America. Fun fact, every single day there's a flag retreat that's done by a veteran of the armed forces. So a flag retreat, which because you look really perplexed right now, for those of you who can't see Richie's face.
they just take the flag down, fold it, and put a new one up, or is it the same flag?
Well, no, you retire the flag at the end of the day.
Oh, okay.
That's traditionally what you're supposed to do with flags. I'm not sure if your high school did it, but I think mine did.
We didn't. I don't think mine did.
Not even ROTC?
Maybe they did. I don't know, but I didn't see them do that.
So every single day there's a flag retreat that's done by a veteran of the armed forces. And so that's a really, really cool way to honor a veteran, honor America, and tuck the flag away for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So let's press on. So now let's walk down Main Street. We'll just take a swift right and we'll head into Tomorrowland.
Okay.
So in Tomorrowland... Carousel of Progress. Yes!
Okay.
Exactly. So Carousel of Progress, it's supposed to be the quintessential American family, which we can all argue, like, what does that really mean? But, let's just take it for what it is. So it really represents kind of all the changes and technologies that you might experience if you were living in America through those times. So getting a car, doing, other things. But anyways, one of the scenes in Carousel of Progress is the 4th of July.
Do I remember that? I don't remember that in there.
Really?
No.
So...
Oh, I remember someone waving a flag. Right?
Okay.
Was that the 4th of July one?
Well, I don't know that there was actual waving of the flag, but they were getting ready to go to the parade. And so the daughter was dressed as the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
The husband and the wife were going as George and Martha Washington.
I remember that actually. Yeah, okay. I remember the girl dressing up.
And then they play some patriotic songs when the son is selecting all the music for the 4th of July parade. Very, very exciting.
Nice.
Patriotic stuff.
It is America stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So let's leave Magic Kingdom.
Okay. Where are we going?
We're going to go to Epcot.
Okay, perfect.
So first thing you think of Epcot and you want to do something super American, where are you going to go? The American Adventure.
Okay.
It's literally called the American Adventure. And that's smack dab in the middle of World Showcase.
Okay.
It's literally in the middle.
It's not in America. Like, in Epcot, is there an America, like, land?
Yeah, that's
okay.
what we're... But
that's
it's
what
called,
we're talking about?
Yeah.
It's called Adventureland.
No.
Okay. Break that down for me.
Okay. So the pavilion is called the American Adventure.
Okay.
Okay. And so components of that are a show. You get to see a wonderful a cappella group called Voices of Liberty, and they actually perform in the rotunda within the American Adventure building. And they sing all types of wonderful patriotic songs, some things that are very, very old and that you might have not heard of before you listen to them, but all with that very spirited America theme. Okay. So another component of it is there's going to be like a stage along the lagoon where they have performances and things like that. There's also something called a fife and drum corps. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
And not just at Disney, but have you ever heard of anything like that? So basically, it's like drums from the Revolutionary War. Like, that's what it's supposed to represent. Drums and flutes.
Okay.
And like it's an ensemble. Also playing very patriotic themes. So it's just a really, really cool thing that you can see on America's Day.
Yes.
And every day.
Yes.
For that
matter. It's there every day. So the pavilion, I'm trying to understand Adventureland. Is that America's version of?
No, it's not Adventureland.
Okay, you're not helping me.
I said it was the American Adventure.
American Adventure. Okay, American Adventure. Is that the American country in the World Showcase? Okay.
Yes. So Adventureland is in Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
And that's
totally
separate.
Different. Okay, gotcha.
That's totally different. Yeah. So we're talking about the American Adventure.
Okay, gotcha.
That represents America in Epcot.
As a country in Epcot. Okay,
yes.
Perfect. I get it now.
And I mean, it's really interesting to see because it has a huge footprint in World Showcase. So it's kind of like one of those things where we're really putting our stamp on the world. Yeah, of the world.
Yeah. So like if you look at an aerial view, you'll see that that's predominantly taken up by...
Well, I wouldn't say predominantly, but it's definitely a large country.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And you can get a funnel cake there. So that's pretty cool too. And I know you enjoy funnel cakes.
I do. I do enjoy funnel cakes.
Okay. So let's move on again to a different park. Let's go to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
So Hollywood Studios, is where they have the movie themes and, all of that. But where can you find America in the Hollywood Studios? One, you can argue that having all of the old Hollywood is a big representation of America.
Yeah.
Because entertainment is a big export that America sends to the world.
Yes. When I think of America in Hollywood Studios, I think about the stupid car ride that they took out, like with the stunts.
But I
love that show.
But that wasn't representing America.
Yes,
That was representing France.
Guns. Yeah, but I think it was like an American hero there or something. I don't know. There was guns and cars and violence. That's America.
Oh gosh.
That is America. Americans went there for that. Yes, fire, guns.
You're not wrong.
And America.
Anyways, it's really hard to talk to Richie about America sometimes because he gets very one-tracked and he doesn't listen to the whole thing.
America.
This is actually it's a good time to talk to you about this because there's not someone who I know who loves America more than this gentleman right here.
Yes.
So he's pro-America everything.
Yes.
And then a very close second is Japan.
Yes.
But that's separate and aside.
And we're very close allies.
Well, there you go. Okay. So you have the representation of old school Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Then you have Rock and Roller Coaster by Aerosmith, who can be considered a very, very prominent rock and roll band from America. So I don't know if you listened to their songs when you were younger, but I certainly did. Mm-hmm. But something that you can also find there is called One Man's Dream, which is a museum dedicated to Walt.
I've never seen that.
I know you haven't. We usually don't go to it.
Why not?
Because we haven't been to Hollywood Studios in a while, first of all. But now that we're doing the podcast, I think you definitely need to see it.
Okay.
But it has all this memorabilia from Walt himself. You get to see the desk that he wrote at. You get to see all these different ideas that he had. And basically his journey to achieve the American dream.
Do you even know me? Why wouldn't you take me there when we first go there?
We haven't been there in a really long time.
I know.
And in fact, when was the last time we went to Hollywood Studios? I can't remember.
What else are you holding back from me?
You know what the
because
problem
I remember,
is?
it took us forever. Sorry, I'm gonna rant here for a second. It took us forever of the times that we've been to Disney for you to take me to that car show that they took out, and that was my favorite part of Disney. What else are you holding back from me? Is what I want to know. Okay, go on, continue. My rant's done.
I was just going to say that the problem is when we go, they're usually during specific times of the year, and for some reason we end up at Epcot and Animal Kingdom a lot.
I do like Animal Kingdom though.
Me too.
Yes.
And
so fine.
Unfortunately, Hollywood Studios, they're going through a lot of change. It's going through puberty.
Yeah.
And it's really trying to find its way.
Okay.
So they're building the Toy Story land, Star Wars land, and I just want to make sure you get to see the best. Gotcha. Only the best.
Only the best.
But is it the best?
Yes.
So, but we will go next time we make our trip up there when our passes are unblacked.
Okay.
Okay, I promise.
Okay.
You know what we can do? I wonder if anybody's ever done rope drop just to run to One Man's Dream.
I'm sure.
Well, we can be those people.
Okay.
Okay, because I really, really want you to see it. I think you would love it. All right. So let's leave Hollywood Studios. I know. I'm sorry that we haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go to Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
The big thing that I wanted to point out about Animal Kingdom is Dino Land USA.
Okay.
So obviously it says USA in the land's title, but it represents so much more than just Dino Land USA. So first of all, let me review the concept of Dino Land USA with you, but not behind you, because I'm right in front of you.
Okay.
So Dino Land USA was put there because a dig site that discovered dinosaur fossils was trying to capitalize on the fact that there's dinosaur fossils there and make some profit off of that. What's more American than that? Going to somewhere and finding a way to make a buck off of it.
Yes.
So.
Capitalism.
Yes. The Great American Road Trip. Because Dinoland USA is a roadside attraction, which we saw when we would walk into the land, and it's like a street. And every time I walk down it, I'm just like, I get chills because it's so hot though. Maybe not chills, but
it is a street.
But it's a street, and there are highway signs, and there's an attraction right there, and it represents the Great American Road Trip, just stumbling upon great finds.
Yes.
Which you love. You love to stumble upon gems.
I do.
If we were driving along and we were going...
We would stop.
We would stop.
100%.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, I don't know. Every time we go to Animal Kingdom, and I went over this with my brother at length, the amazingness of Dinoland USA, even though some people think that it's just kind of, it's something there. There's a few carnival rides. There's some midway games, which are, the little fair games that they have
But
there.
explain it more, because I think you've just been saying how awesome it is. Go more into why is it awesome?
Because of the fact that it's supposed to represent what it is. The fact that you have all these things that I thought I was explaining, that somebody, Chester and Hester, who's actually the owners of Dinoland USA, Chester and Hester, air quotes.
Because they're fictional people.
Yes, because they're not real.
Just making sure.
They're trying to capitalize on these fossils that were found.
Okay.
That's why there's the road theming. It's supposed to be just like a roadside attraction. The souvenir shops in Dinoland USA they look like little shack general stores that have, what did it say?
Those look like tents? Is that what looks like tents?
No, okay. Also, great theming though, because the tent is actually where the restaurant is.
Okay.
And that is where the scientists sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Sleep, air quotes.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know. I can't ever get over Dinoland USA.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
It is.
Okay, so let's move on from that because I can clearly see that you still take some getting used to Dinoland USA.
No, I get that. I get the I mean, it's funny because when you had first explained it to me, I thought it was real. I was like, yo, who did this for real? Where is the actual why
are they letting children dig those fossils?
And but no, it's interesting to see that it was something completely made real and also made fictitious by Disney. I think it's super creative what they did, and
that's actually a really good point because that's kind of what Disney does, because think about just princesses and things like that, like Fantasyland for instance. They're all fictitious, but it's made real by Disney. So it's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
What you just said was probably a metaphor for Walt Disney World and the Disney company at large.
Yeah. Now,
but it's represented in Dinoland USA.
Now, Dinoland USA, was there any sort of movie or anything made after it also, or is it only find it at the park?
Well, there is a movie called Dinosaur, which is what the ride is based on, the ride itself. But the land itself, I believe, came before the movie.
Okay.
So,
but is it similar? So in the movie, is it the theme? Everything in terms of you drive, there's attraction where the stuff happened. Is that like that in the movie?
No, because in Dinosaur, it was about a dinosaur who was living, named Aladar.
Okay, so but that's separate from Dinoland in terms of the theming of stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
I know. It's actually before the movie came out, it was called Journey to Extinction.
What was called that?
The ride.
Oh, okay.
Dinosaur. You remember the ride.
I do remember the ride.
Okay.
That's where the ketchup and mustard?
Yes.
Okay.
Ketchup and mustard.
Yes.
Refer to our trip report for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's think about all of the parks that we just talked about. Now let's think about fireworks.
Okay.
Because what is more American on 4th of July than seeing some fireworks?
Yes.
Blowing some things up? Getting terrified because you're not sure if it's a gun? that just went off. But anyways, so you can see fireworks, a special fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. It gets super crowded though. So,
which is why on Instagram I saw someone looking at it from the parking lot because it gets crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good tactic too. You leave before the fireworks start.
Yeah.
And then you can get out quickly, and then you can still see the fireworks.
Interesting.
But no, that's actually a good point, because I was going to bring up, there's a lot of other places where you can see the fireworks show.
Okay.
So my favorite place to watch the fireworks, if it's not like the Magic Kingdom's fireworks specifically, if it's not in the park, is actually from the Polynesian beach in the Polynesian resort. And there was one time where we talked about this a little bit, where I was studying at the Polynesian, and the fireworks came on, and I got my laptop and I queued up the music, and I tried to make it from this is when Wishes was still around, and I tried to make it when Tinkerbell flies out. That's when the music would start, because that's something you could physically see.
Oh, okay.
So I would try to time it so, okay, if on the YouTube video, Tinkerbell's flying out of the castle, and then I see her flying out, that's when I hit play.
Okay.
But you can still do something similar with that to see the fireworks from the Polynesian beach if you wanted the music.
Does that get crowded, like there?
You know, I haven't been on the 4th of July, but typically it's not crowded.
Oh, okay.
Like on any other random day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you might have a few people doing the same thing you are, but it's not going to be like you're having to fight for a spot. You can also see the fireworks from the Contemporary Resort, which we've never stayed in, but there's a viewing area by one of the restaurants that you can watch the fireworks from, and they actually do pipe in the music for you.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly cued, so it's actually interesting because they cue it with just a slight bit of delay, because they know that it's going to be delayed from where you're going to see it. So always thinking.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. The fireworks show in Epcot, it's called Illuminations. They too have a special laser show for the 4th of July. So you can also see that.
Only for the 4th. Like
that's only for the 4th.
Okay.
So it's special nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say about fireworks.
Okay.
But my last little piece that I wanted to tell you, is about Disneyland Paris.
Okay.
Now, why are we talking about Disneyland Paris, you may ask? They actually have Main Street USA, the land, like the whole Main Street USA, and that's what it's called, in Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
And there's also a restaurant called Walt's, an American restaurant. I just thought that was pretty cool.
But in Japan, they have the American thing. Isn't it like an American town in Japan? It's like America.
They have a Frontierland.
Is it a Frontierland? There's a boat.
You know, I'd have to double check that, actually.
I remember there's a boat in Disneyland Sea.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, so in Tokyo Disney Sea, each land is supposed to be representative of a town by a body of water. So there actually is a town that's supposed to represent New England in America.
Oh, okay.
So that's a really good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Do you have any questions?
No, I'm pretty, I guess, Walt is an American. I'm assuming he was born in America.
Yeah.
Okay, so being an American, he was very patriotic, it looks like, with all the stuff that he's implemented in Disney. That's America. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. But I don't have any questions. That's really cool. I learned a bunch of stuff.
Okay. And of course, this is just things to do when you're at the parks, but you think about ways to find America in Disney as a whole.
Yeah.
Like through the movies, through, going online and just reading up on things, that you could find America in Disney everywhere.
Yeah.
So it is pretty cool to celebrate in that way, in a Disney way.
Well, I hope everyone else learned as much as I did about America and Disney. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and leave us a comment. Let us know that you liked it, or if you didn't, let us know. Subscribe on iTunes. We're also on iTunes. And on Instagram, DisneyWTF.radio.
Yes. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're listening after 4th of July, we hope it was good and safe. Have a very, very magical day. Goodbye.